Alright, it's a less than beautiful day in the neighborhood. But, so what? Anyway, what the fuck? Happenings in the YouTube atheist community and debate room fun. So anyway, last night in the room, kind of an adequate evening, kind of rolled along. I was dead tired to start, but I sort of got into the game, and subbed an egg was sort of the squashing pigeon, the thing I poke holes in, and defeat and crush and kill and destroy, and thoroughly won the day and all that kind of crap. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So it was okay. It moved along. Derived energy didn't come up too much, which was good. Didn't want to get into a whole bunch of whatever. Captain Mustard did it in the bathroom. So anyway, but I guess it's got to come up because there's little dribs and dribbles of information that come out. And now they're talking like it was a bathtub that he died in, a small one maybe. And maybe slouched into the tub. And I'm thinking the pink water, that he might have cut his wrist. They just didn't put it in the story. And that's why the water was pink, is because he bled out. And, you do that with warm water. Cut your wrist, then you pass out and fall into the water and make sure you're drowned. So it's like a double, insurance kind of policy. Could be, anyway. Could be an explanation, anyway. Lots of explanations are possible. But anyway, there's lots of little details. Skid Row radio guy did comment that Derived Energy had told him that, it wasn't even his drugs. So all these people that have been ragging on him, he took a bullet for a chick, and, he's a hell of a man. But it was bad, and he didn't say anything about it, and that sucks, but he really couldn't say anything because of his own circumstances, and, he probably didn't want it made public because of his family and all this other crap and blah, blah, blah. So I can understand. But it leaves me, in a weird circumstance. It leaves people who he trusted with confidences, like, what are they supposed to do? Should they tell the people the truth, or should they, leave the lies or the misimpressions out there? So I think it's sort of in the end going to be important to reclaim his any down reputation people might have had of her, down opinion of his intelligence, and realize that it wasn't his drugs. And it was horrible, and Indonesia sucks, and all the speculations about what you have to do to get off, and bribery, all this kind of crap. Yeah, this is all part of the picture probably, and blah 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 blah. And it just sucks that this is the way the world runs. I think clearly something happened in the last 2 weeks that changed his circumstance fundamentally, and he just didn't see any way of of adapting to that. In spite of his brave return, he does describe in private that he was quite traumatized by the initial imprisonment experience, and he may have not been as durable as he was giving the impression of being. Blah 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 blah. So enough of that crap. Whether he was murdered or he killed himself, it's sort of important to know, but I don't know if we will know. But we'll see how things go, and so forth and whatnot. Obviously, he was certainly capable of recognizing that his feudal circumstance had turned into a preposterously pointless circumstance, and he might have, done the rational calculation and got out while he had the chance. Who knows? Or yeah, he could have personally, somebody could have been offended. I mean, he was he was an awful nice person by nature, obviously quite generous, basically willing to jump into a fire for people. So hard to imagine somebody could muster up enough hatred to kill him, but who knows. Anyway, enough of that. Not a hell of a lot else in the news except for the whole Google Plus thing. And, my complaints are very different than most people's. I don't really care about comments that much, so that part of it is kind of irrelevant to me. The stuff that's important is how they're broken the YouTube search function. And I think that's been done quite deliberately, because I have heard that YouTube plans on introducing subscription services to, self-help kind of videos and that kind of stuff. And so I think they want to make sure their content is more visible than any of the amateur content on YouTube. The fact that they only are searching titles now of videos, no tags, no description text, and their indexing of title text is even discriminatory. I found out that on one of my videos they had indexed it on the 2 words in the title, but if I put individual words into the search, the video didn't show up. So they are clearly, the algorithm is discriminating against certain content. Whether that's because it doesn't have ads on it or not, I don't know, but obviously there's a lot of sneaky crap going on by the Google search engine company when it comes to indexing the content on YouTube. As for the comments, they're now in what's called an iframe, and it's an iframe being loaded by Google instead of YouTube servers, which means that it's complex for someone to edit or grab those comments and move them around in a page or do anything with them, because they're essentially in the same kind of box that advertisements are often in, and the content's a little bit difficult to manipulate. So I don't know whether I'll try to fix my tools that index the comments or not. Well, I've already tried, and I haven't had too much luck yet. I probably could do it by, grabbing the content with some sort of GoDaddy add-on, but I just don't know if I want to go to that much trouble to index comments, which I don't even like much anyway. So I might work on some other kind of tools. I'm just a little pissed off because I did do quite a bit of work to create the, comment updater, and the fact that you could load comments from other videos in the page was kind of an interesting feature. I'll probably might still do something like that by just creating regular frames in the browser and allowing you to load, 2 separate YouTube pages at the same time in a single browser window, which might be a more interesting approach. But anyway, I'll figure out something to waste my time doing. Yeah, I really want to do something again still with the debate format. I think the Holiday videos were interesting. He hasn't responded to my last video. I don't know whether he will, but I think those videos were productive, and I think there can be created some sort of more disciplined approach to philosophical argument, and some way to glean out all the redundancy and waste that seems prevalent and such. So that's still on my mind. I've still been thinking a lot about physics, so I plan on doing a draft science video. I don't have a whole lot new, but I do have some couple of interesting things that just keep rolling around in my head, that interesting factoids or whatever that may be significant. I just haven't tied their significance all together yet. What else? Warbles on a lot is a fucking cunt. I made a video implying that my anti-Indonesia videos had something to do with derived energy's death, which is just so bogus. And even if it did, this argument that everybody's supposed to just lie down and take shit in the world, no one's supposed to stand up and ever complain because, oh, that's dangerous, complaining's dangerous. It's just such bullshit. What else? I'm sure Derived Energy wanted to say plenty about how much Indonesia sucks. It's just that obviously he was coerced by circumstances to keep his mouth shut because there's still other people over there that could be put in jeopardy if he opened his mouth. So I mean, his silence is understandable. Your silence, my silence, wouldn't be understandable in my opinion. People have got to start getting a little pissed off at a world that's just wasting lives. Even the American stupid system, clearly for non-violent offenders, we ought to have a punitive system that requires them to do community service or some other kind of thing rather than wasting money, putting them in cages. It's so fucking stupid. That's a whole separate subject too. Lots of separate subjects. Did do a video on some channel I reopened. Yeah, some channel. I don't know what the hell it was, but I did do a video on it. What the hell channel was it? The economics channel. Oh yeah, my apologies to the Modern Mystic. I mean, I did. I think I misinterpreted his sarcasm regarding quantitative easing and the phrase printing money. I think what he was trying to say is that it's not printing money, and so first it shouldn't be talked about as if it is. Allowing banks to lend more money is not the same as printing money, as printing cash. People borrowing money, increasing the amount, does not necessarily increase the amount of real cash the government has in circulation. It just increases the amount that has been liberated into circulation, so to speak. Frankly, it's all accounting bullshit, and it just the numbers are still going to have to be balanced in the end when the government constantly recycles the cash that comes in, and they're not going to. They have to acknowledge when they actually print extra money, when they actually increase the amount of cash available to be put into circulation. This all has to do with the reserves and the fact that some portion of the cash the government has printed is in reserve accounts the banks hold, and so technically it's not actively in circulation, but it is an asset, and no doubt it's probably being used as leverage for something. But regardless, that's a whole nother subject. So I'm not saying what I said in my video was wrong. I just don't know whether Nick intended to be really talking about printing money versus manipulating bank books to increase the amount of available borrowing capital. essentially lowering interest rates on debt, which is essentially another word for facilitating the refinancing of debt, which isn't the same as printing cash. Right. Okay. So, I think I've covered the major issues. If there's something else on the way home, I'll get back to you. Crows really are interesting birds. Incredibly interesting. Smart and spooky. Yeah. They do spook me a little. I raised one once. Yeah, his whole family got infested with some kind of maggots or something. I had to rescue one. But couldn't keep him because it's against the law to own a crow. Which seems kind of silly, but that's the way it is. Yeah, woodpeckers have come back. You got a big hole up there. Yeah, so they're making their mess. Checking it twice. It's a little high for me. I don't like going too high on ladders. I can do about 20 feet, and that's about my limit. Anyway, till next time, and such, so forth and whatnot. Another day, another package of oatmeal. Oh, I'm back. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to, I mean, somebody apparently lost their riding helmet, their bicycle helmet. You're just saying, you'd think you'd kind of notice that. I mean, I guess maybe it could have been an extra helmet in something that bounced out, but it's just strange. It's like that bag of potato chips I found sitting on the ground over here. I would miss my potato chips. I'd go back and look for them. So, anyway. What else is news? I don't know if there is much. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, the good thing about the comments breaking is then I won't have to read all the Amazing Atheist comments, the videos, the comments on the Amazing Atheist videos, which they always would show up, and the question video, and 4 million, some of them not, I suppose, uninteresting questions, but, not very profound. So, whatever. And Paul's ego, does seem to be making this Friday thing a routine. It's in Google Plus, and I don't really do the Google thing, Google Hangouts or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. I could watch the videos, right? But I haven't watched the last two. So. I don't know what that means. I guess I'm hungrier for something. I've been watching all the Feynman videos. I guess that was what I've been using my video time to do. Was, doing some of this physics research stuff. So I find that interesting now at the moment. And I don't find, people's commentary on politics all that interesting. It's the same old kind of bullshit. All the solutions are non-solutions. People just have a lot of complaints. It's the same old routine, tear shit down, but don't really offer something realistic to replace it. And that was sort of the conversation a little bit last night. And I think there are, there's ways to make everything work better, and we just don't have it as an agenda. I mean, we have what we need is like a department of working better. We need to staff it with people who aren't politicians, scientist types. We're going to put their reputation as scientists on the line by saying, here's an engineered solution to the problem. You know, I use quantum mechanics to figure it out, or whatever. I mean, you know, apply some logic. You know, understand the, you know, the difference between, you know, short-term gain and long-term pain. You know, all that kind of crap. I mean, efficiency has really got to be a word that means something to people. And we have, you know, gross inefficiencies in the function of our civilization. And yeah, nobody seems to want to do anything about it. Yeah, it's just all lamentable. I don't know, I guess there's just so many people that are making a living being a crook, you know, that they just don't want to outlaw crookery or something like that. I don't know. It is kind of hard to find honest work nowadays. You know, I mean, honest work that pays any money anyway. You know, it's kind of a dilemma. You know. So, anyway, we'll see if I have to go out looking for something. You know, some kind of honest way to make money. Will be my next research project. So, I think that's enough, I think. What else is new? There's not much else is news. Lots of out of YouTube projects have been occupying my time. So I haven't had as much time for videos. So you probably enjoyed the only 2 videos a day instead of the 5. But anyway. And this one's going rambly on me now. Sorry about that. I do have to stop rambling. I'll just put them all on the junk channels or some, you know, something like that. Did put some videos somewhere. It's only got like 70 views or something. So I was like, wow, yeah, this channel's a little obscure. That's okay. Yeah, I think it was the non-commercial alt or whatever. I mean, I couldn't spell the whole. I should change the name now. You can do that Google thing, so you can change the name. Suppose I should do a lot of that reorganizing my channel space, but whatever. YouTube's gonna wipe us all out anyway, I think. I think the writing's on the wall. But anyway, that's enough. Till next time, and such. Whoa. Ow. Knew that was going to happen. It's this foot that's a little lazy with my stroke leg. And, you know, sometimes you can just tell it's going to kick something. Anyway, till next time. Color. Pretty colors. Alright, enough of that. Yeah, we're done. Okay. Another week. And such. Yeah. One bizarre week. This week will be more bizarre, but then this will be a week where it really hits you. The derived energy's never coming back. Nope. Modern Mystic made a video about it, actually. And, just, you know, I mean, he says things that I just find so weird. Like, somehow it doesn't matter if you die badly, which was pretty much what he was saying. And, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter in the sense you're not going to have to live with it. It's like you're not going to sit around and go, oh, how humiliating, I died badly. Or, ooh, how awful, I wasted so much suffering in dying badly. But I mean, it does make a difference. I mean, you know, if you got a choice to, you know, gracefully slide out of consciousness, remembering the best parts of your life, feeling relaxed and comfortable and warm, or feeling scared, cold, in horrible pain, feeling just the worst kinds of obnoxious, revolting sensations, yeah, I think it does make a difference. And people should be mournful and unpleased at the prospect that somebody they care about would die in a manner not suiting their dignity. And he was just kind of implying that somehow everybody's just being way too emotional or something. And I don't think that's true. I don't think anybody's been over emotional. It's just that you lament what you're going to miss, and you're sorrowful because you think the person deserved better. What's wrong with that? I mean, I just don't see the point in ridiculing that. I don't think that's excessive emotionalism. I think it's perfectly rationally proportional emotionalism. It's completely reasonable, given our emotional character, to express and feel sorrow when somebody doesn't die right or as well as they deserved. I mean, anytime somebody doesn't get what they deserve, I think it's worthy of a lament, a statement of dissatisfaction. Yeah, I think so. I am dissatisfied with the circumstances of derived energy's death, whether they be murder or suicide. It's not suitable. He was an elegant human, and he deserved a graceful and elegant release from the burdens of his consciousness, in my opinion. And I mourn and regret, in a way, my own inability to help do anything to make sure that happened. I don't feel good about it. What's wrong with that? I think it's perfectly appropriate. I am pleased that he is free of the burden, but I am not pleased of the method through which he achieved his freedom. Yeah, that's a proportional statement. Oh, I have an orange. Yay. Yeah, instead of a donut, I got paid in an orange. Yay. Anyway, till next time. I have a video. Just yammered on again, didn't I? Yeah, well, anyway. People are just so... I mean, gee, you just want to punch everybody in the face sometimes. Yeah, see, just like I shouldn't have to explain why I'm a little sad. I shouldn't have to explain that. Fuckers. Anyway, till next time. And such. So forth and whatnot.